The heat system's a mechanic that subtly affects every aspect of MAV. It's much more complex than a simple damage over time effect that most games would have. Each part in the game has values related to heat. Generators typically have high heat generation, which can bleed into adjacent parts. Radiators will passively cool adjacent parts. Weapons can inflict heat on impact, and they also radiate heat when fired. The heat threshold is the ability for a part to withstand high temperatures before it starts to take damage from heat. You can also equip auxiliary extinguishers. These will quickly cool down your parts and extinguish fires. To help understand heat best, unlock one of the thermal optics and equip it to your MAV. With this, you'll be able to see and test out the heat system in real time. The first thing we'll notice is that our generator is bleeding heat into other parts. While this alone isn't enough to damage the parts, it wouldn't take much for you or an enemy to overheat them. This is the perfect target for a high heat inflicting weapon. If you have a build like this, consider extinguishers or at least radiators. Maneuvering through water will also cool down your parts. The next thing you'll notice is that the heat system's great for spotting enemies. Keep this in mind for your own builds too. You can actually take advantage of the heat system to blend yourself in with the terrain. That said, each map has its own environmental heat system that sets a baseline of heat. In the words of the developer, anything cooler than the map will always heat up to achieve the environmental heat. Anything hotter than it will cool down to it. So basically levels with a low environmental heat, such as No Man's Pass, make it really difficult to damage parts by overheating them. Setting parts on fire will continuously heat them up and cause them to take damage. Just like a generator, those parts that are on fire will radiate heat into adjacent parts. Fire can be a really effective way to fight around a heavily armored enemy. That's a basic rundown of the heat system in MAV. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out on Discord or the forums, and keep an eye out for the next video. Thanks.